Hello everyone, I'm Eric from Sports 365. Here with me once again is my colleague Alex. So, it's been a while, but we made some changes and now come back with new videos for our channel. So he played 2 more games, both on the road against the Raptors and Knicks. Unfortunately, lost both of them. It's 2 more road losses for a team that hasn't really played well. Let's get into it. First of all, starting with the game against the Raptors, turnovers were a big problem. He committed 16 turnovers, and the Raptors scoring 23 fast break points off those turnovers in a 9-point loss. So it was definitely a significant part of what the Heat did in that game. What do you think about that stat as far as how it affected the game?
Yeah, I mean, this season, and it seems like it's actually continued from last season, it seems like most of the time when we lose, it's because it's partially because we've had problems with turnovers, right? Of course, this game against the Raptors was no exception to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Heat, first of all, obviously, the Heat in general have been quite a good defensive team, but when you turn over the ball, you can't get your half-court defense often that doesn't really even matter. And second of all, obviously, the Heat have struggled offensively and turned over the ball that many times. Certainly hurts on that end as well. Especially when you consider that the Raptors aren't really a great half-court team in terms of their offense. So yeah, it's definitely a significant problem. So another thing that he has struggled with this season is third-quarter performances. It's a big reason why they didn't win the game against the Raptors. Raptors scored 31-20 in the third quarter, and you're only down 6 at halftime to start the manageable deficit. But after that, it's a 17-point deficit with 1 quarter to go. So the game's pretty much over at that point. So, what are your thoughts on the Heat's third quarter struggles, particularly in this game?
Yeah, it's like you said, we within shouting distance at halftime, and then we just sort of fell apart in the third quarter. But there in the fourth quarter, the demonstrated we were just too far behind, and we couldn't come back. So that's another thing that's happened several times this season, is that we've had poor third quarters, and that's essentially lost us the entire game in one quarter. So we certainly need to cut that out before we get into the playoffs. We don't have any chance of advancing past the first round, really.
Yeah, that's happened. But in any case, yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of poor third quarter performances. We've seen worse than this one, so that we have a decent lead at halftime. We just have to go to blow in the third quarter. But yeah, obviously poor third quarter performance. 31 points, only scored on 20, and that's really where the game got away from them, because it's very difficult to overcome a 17-point deficit in a single quarter, especially when you're playing on the road and all the momentum is against you. So yeah, I think that's probably the biggest reason why the Heat lost the game at all. Turnovers definitely didn't help either. So against the Knicks, team lost 101-92, and you might look at that and think that defense wasn't that bad. It actually was when you dive into the numbers. The Knicks shot 50% from the field and was basically 42% from 3. So even though the raw numbers some poor defense against the Knicks.
Yeah, it was a little bit surprising. We struggled to score points the entire season, really. But our defense has almost always been solid. So it was very disappointing and surprising for us to play so poorly defensively against the Knicks, especially in a big game. The game that we, really could have used a W in. I was very frustrated, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, the Heat overall have been very good defensively this season. Unfortunately, struggled a lot defensively in almost every single game. But yeah, against the Knicks, defense was poor everywhere, really. So, in addition to a lot of the shooting splits, the Knicks also scored 4 total points in the paint compared to only 28 for the Heat. So that's another significant factor. They ended up winning that game. So moving forward, the Heat just have to be better on defense, like they've usually been to have any chance of winning the tournament.
Yeah.
So, another big reason why the Heat weren't able to get the win against the Knicks was the fourth quarter. The game was actually tied in the fourth quarter, and then the Knicks subsequently beat 25-16 in the fourth quarter, which won that game because that was where they by 9 points in that quarter, and they ended up winning by 9 points, so there was a game right there. Jimmy did play in this game, but just came back from injury and only had 12 points, but the overall team just didn't perform well enough either in the fourth quarter. What's your thoughts on that fourth quarter performance?
Like I said, it was very poor. Especially considering Jimmy was playing. He usually comes up big in the fourth quarter and also, lifts the team as a whole in the fourth quarter. So, if we don't collapse in the third quarter and the game's close, a lot of times we can pull it away in the fourth quarter. But unfortunately, we couldn't this time. It's not great coming up to playoffs. The fact that we're struggling in the second half of games, it's pretty concerning.
It's poor quarter performance, and seen too many of those this season. To be honest, and really poor performance as well. Either 8 games below 500, 15-23 on the road. So that's a significant reason why there are only a couple games below 500 at this point. You definitely have to perform better in the fourth quarter moving forward. We get some players back from injury and that can help. But it's definitely a concern as the regular season winds down. So there you have 2 disappointing losses for the Heat. Hopefully they can bounce back in the next game as they return home to play the Mavericks. We will need to do well in this last stretch of games to try to avoid playing one of the top 2 teams in the Eastern Conference.